Had nothing to do. You ain't taught nobody how to heat another human being. That's intrinsic. Gosh, out this young lady. She got that. That's in them. That's who they are. So when you got Joe, we had that goopy Kenyan girl. I think white people are good. They're so good. Look at the juxtaposition of this black American woman and that goopy Kenyan bride. It's so good. It's so good. It's like they messed up in the head. But go ahead, Joe.
That's insane. And a lot of those people still have whatever that gene is, because I believe it has to be genetic. It has to be, right? Because the same people doing the same shit for centuries on, and they're raising their kids to do the same thing when they have
exactly. It's genetic.
No sense for them to be so angry that they're shooting up schools and shit, right? So it has to be something that's genetic. But that's a little off the point. The reason that George Floyd is always invoked and his name is always brought up is because that was the one murder that was different from all the other ones that we saw in reference to black men or black people being killed by the hands of police. George Floyd was a public execution, but it was a slow one. It wasn't a quick shot. We watched the life leave that man's body. We watched him die pleading to the white power structure not to kill him. They get off on that. They get off on that energy. That's what that is. And then not only did they get off on that, they got off on the visceral reaction that we as a community had. It's energy harvesting.
I told you, they get off on it. And remember, we are the batteries of this matrix. They are the illusionary things that were created. So that's energy harvest. Our energy feeds this illusion, feeds this matrix. So they feed on our energy. That's what I try to teach you guys. So you got that right. So whenever we give a reaction, they feed off of that because they're literally vampires. They're energy vampires. Go ahead, Joe.
It's going to hurt us. They think that gives them power over us. This is what they think the power dynamic should look like. Us begging them for something as simple as the ability to live. This is what it's always been. It's historical. So they bring his name up because they think they're going to put us back in that mindset and cause that visceral reaction so that they can feed off of it because the power structures are always in their hands and in their favor. Mm-hmm. That's what that's about. Now, people will sit here and say that that's a reach. It's absolutely not a reach because historically it's accurate. That's how it's always been. They've always gotten off on violence against Black bodies, which is why I find it very audacious to say that violence isn't the answer and to expect us to mourn the life of somebody who wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire. This isn't a matter of politics, as people keep saying that. You guys need to put political views to the side. This is an issue of morality. This is not about politics. That man hated it.
Exactly. Pause it. See, so remember when Joby was talking about morality with that white guy yesterday on that damn video? They don't have any morality. That's why they feel exactly. They are an immoral people by nature. They're immoral. That's what we're talking about. They don't know how to be moral. That's what she's talking about. And that's what I said. Go ahead, Joby.
Him. If you weren't a white conservative Christian male, he didn't give a fuck about you. He didn't even think we had the right to have a voice. We're automatically DEI. We're not qualified for anything. Even if we go through the same training, we don't have the right to live the way that he does. That man died advocating for the same thing that took him out. That's poetic in nature, if you ask me. Why the fuck should we care about that? You know, and I'm not somebody who gets online and celebrates atrocities. I just don't believe in that. That's never been my style. But I'm not going to give a fuck either. You know, people want to throw out, well, he was a father. He was a this and that. Everybody he hated was fathers and mothers and family and all that shit too. Why don't y'all care? You guys watch Black bodies drop on these apps every single day and you get off on it, y'all. This is even in recent times. I remember when Tyre Nichols died, God rest his soul. People were on here hosting lives, watching that footage over and over again.
White people were. Pause that. Remember, Brianna, tell you too. Remember, Nichols got murdered in Memphis. Funny enough, I'll be in Memphis tomorrow. That's crazy. So remember when we got murdered in Memphis, you had white people throwing parties for him getting beaten to death. They would throw she's right. And none of those lies got taken down. They didn't call that hate speech and nothing.